My name is Kathryn Berry-Koppang. I really felt like some information that I hadn't been hearing needed to get out to the community just about the physical harm that underage drinking does to youth. We moved to North Dakota about 9 years ago from the Washington State area, and found that moving teenagers here was difficult. We found that the public school systems did a very poor job of trying to integrate new students. They were just left on their own, so they tried very hard to get connected with kids. And our daughter, who is the oldest, really landed on her feet, got connected with a good group of kids. And our son got connected also with kids who we were later to learn, weren't the best for him. I recall when we first moved here that the first day of school, the one outreach that our daughter received was, "Hey, do you want to go get wasted tonight?" And thankfully, she was able to say no. And our son did end up venturing into alcohol use. He did get into trouble, and when he'd received his first minor in possession, it felt natural to reach out to our pastor. And I was, to put it bluntly, horrified when he just brushed it aside and told us only, instead of wisdom, we got stories about the drinking he did when he was a teenager. Because our son did enter treatment as a teenager, and there we heard many, many reports from the teens that were in the group about their suppliers. And most of their suppliers were parents, aunts, and uncles. And I recall one young man who was in the treatment program talking about his step into alcohol use was through his high school football coach. In a North Dakota small town, that they would have their high school football parties, and the coach would buy the team liquor, and they would have their parties, and that was his beginning, his introduction to alcohol use. I think one of the reasons that teen drinking is such a problem here is because it's a form of recreation in itself. It's not a peripheral activity. It is what people do. I experienced people trying to educate me about the culture here in North Dakota, saying, "Oh, everyone does it. You shouldn't make such a big deal out of it. It just doesn't matter. It's just part of being a teenager here. Kids don't have enough to do, so they'll get together and drink." And we realized too late, unfortunately, that there was even the phenomena of parents hosting teen drinking parties, under the guise of, let's teach them to drink responsibly. It's okay because we take their car keys away, those kinds of things. And so when we were thinking that our son was over at a responsible adult's home, we didn't realize what that responsible adult was doing. I remember when we first moved here seeing a billboard that said, "Parents, underage drinking is illegal!" And I looked at that billboard and thought, well, that's really odd. What parent needs to be told that? Well, then a couple years down the road, it's like, yes, we need those billboards. We need to remind parents that underage drinking is illegal. I think that the most effective thing that a parent can do right now is to honor the drinking age. There's a reason that the drinking age is 21. And one of the good reasons is physiological research that shows that drinking before 21 is damaging. It damages liver, it damages brains, and I'm not so sure that information is out there. And I fully believe that if parents truly knew what alcohol was doing to their children physiologically, that they would reconsider being so cavalier about underage drinking. When your child starts drinking as a teenager, and if they continue, their maturation will stop as a teenager. I believe with my whole heart that there isn't a parent on earth that doesn't want the best for their child. They don't want to harm their child. It doesn't need to be that everybody does it. We need to start with each individual family and just trying to prevent our children from going down that path. We are many years now past what we went through here, and I've used the word heartbreak many times, but what we experienced with our son was heartbreaking. Him going through treatment twice, not just once, but twice. And I'm sharing this with his full knowledge, and his response is that whatever we can do to prevent any other youth from going through what I did, He said, "Go for it, Mom." So I appreciated that. But I also more appreciate the fact that he is doing so well now. He is happy and he is healthy, but it took pain to get there. I am so thankful that we can talk about our son and know that he is on the road to a good career, healthy relationships. But there are parents out there who have lost their children due to alcohol, and that is tragic. And it needs to stop. You know, as a parent who goes through their child receiving treatment, you know, when they're on the other end and doing well, as a parent, you'll just rejoice because you have your child back. You know, we have our son back now, and there's no greater gift.